A very good morning to all students. Now, in this lecture, last portion of module 2, dealing with environmental concerns that we are studying. Now, in the last element of this module is humanitarian approach to resettlement and rehabilitation. Rehabilitation is punarvasan. So, what is the need of such kind of act on international scale? Humanitarian approach. If some disaster may take place or probabilities are there that may take place in future time, so there is human world on world scale through UNESCO, some guidelines are there that all the country must follow. Human rights, like human rights, they are on international scale. Say for example, ICESCR, International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights. It means what? आर्थिक, सामाजिक, सांस्कृतिक हक्कांविषयी आंतरराष्ट्रीय औपचारिक करार. So, what is expected in these rights? Let us study. It is related to human rights, vulnerable sections, and to each and everyone, despite having the barriers of religion, gender, age, geographical locations, and all. So each and every citizen is equal to get the benefit of humanitarian approach to resettlement and rehabilitation. Actually, this ICESCR and ICCPR, they are the international human rights treaties. Treaties means prabandha. Treaties, they are the treaties. It means prabandha in Marathi. These treaties are both of it, ICESCR and International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. So the above treaties elaborate governments' obligations as to economic, social and cultural rights, as well as the range of civil and political rights. In a number of countries, especially developing ones, human rights are potentially at risk in post-disaster periods. What is the history? Some disasters may take place. So, what happens? The human rights, if there is a need, then many times it is violated because of any selfish purpose, because of the preoccupations of various nations to give importance to what or what not. But UNESCO expect that each and everyone should be treated equal in this type of disasters like tsunami, earthquake, COVID-19 disease. Now it is going on and it is really scared the entire world. And for this purpose, a lot of NGO, non-government organizations and United Nations have identified significant human right concern relating to disasters. So such type of treaties work through Ministry of Health and Human Affairs. We have seen. Let me just recap. Yes, human right issues in addressing disasters, government long-term measures, National Disaster Management Act, National Disaster Management Authority, National Executive Committee. Okay, but the one and two, National Disaster Management Act 2006 and other National Disaster Management Authority. Nowadays, when Health and Ministry of Human Affairs, this department issues the GR, I mean central government GR, with the help of these two authorities, these two acts, and it is compelled that state government must follow whatever the two authorities issues the resolutions. But nowadays, in case of Maharashtra state, the issues are going differently because of some selfish people and their misinterpretation of the resolutions passed out by the central government. Did you understand? Yes. And then National Policy on Disaster Management 2009. These acts and some of the resolutions are passing with the help of these acts nowadays in the pandemic scenario of COVID-19. When we are studying these acts, these laws, it is expected that whatever we have learned, you must remember. It is expected, and for that purpose, you should read, you should make your own notes, and look or watch the television news like NDTV very carefully. Foundation course is the object of this subject is to create awareness about political, cultural, new trends, and in the field of science, in the field of law, in the field of language or soft skills, or in every field, what is going on, effective communication that we will study. It is all comprehensive subject. It is expected that you should be more mature. We know that we have studied the same topics in our high school, our civic subjects. But now, that time, our level of understanding was not higher. But now, in this second year, you are more matured, and the things you look in the all elements of this subject is in a more matured way. It is expected. Therefore, this subject is there for your syllabus. Did you understand what I want to say? That you should be aware of the socio-political, cultural, natural, whatever the conditions that we are living right now. That is the motto of this subject. Now, non-discrimination principles 4, Article 4(1). What is there and what is expected in this act? Let me read. These principles shall be applied without any discrimination. Okay, whatever these principles, non-discrimination principle, भेदभाव कोणत्याही आधारावर करता येणार नाही ह्याच्याबद्दलचं मार्गदर्शक तत्व काय एक्सपेक्ट आहे यामध्ये. These principles shall be applied without any discrimination or belief political or other opinion, national ethics, राष्ट्रीय नीतिमत्ता, national ethics or social origin, legal और सोशल स्टेटस, कायदेशीर किंवा सामाजिक जे काही दर्जा बदलची असेल, एज, डिसॅबिलिटी, प्रॉपर्टी, बर्थ और ऑन एनी अदर सिमिलर क्रायटेरिया. म्हणजेच काय की एखादी पॉलिटिकल पार्टी असेल, एखादी अदर मत असेल, नॅशनल इथिक असतील, ओरिजिन आहे आणि कोणत्याही आधारावर आपल्याला भेदभाव करता येणार नाही. जेव्हा वाटपाचा प्रश्न येतो, जेव्हा जे काही सोयी सुविधांचा अशा काळामध्ये प्रश्न येत असतो, तेव्हा कोणत्याही सेक्शनला आपण टार्गेट करू शकत नाही. प्रोफेशन असेल, काहीही असेल. सो इन स्पाइट ऑफ racial, religious and any other differences, all must feel at least temporarily a sense of empathy. या काळामध्ये एक सेन्स ऑफ इम्पथी जी आहे, सहानुभूतीपूर्वक जी वागणूक आहे, सर्व समाजातील प्रत्येक घटकांकडे ही असायला हवी. पण आजच्या काळामध्ये जेव्हा तुम्ही टेलिव्हिजनद्वारे अनेक गोष्टी पाहता, तेव्हा असं वाटतं की चित्र हे त्या उलट आपल्याला दिसतं. Also, a sense of empathy while coming face to face with all those who have lost their family members or who have lost their shelter and community ties. In this case of COVID-19, many people, they have to lose their life, and with the help of our phone calls, we should be sympathetic with them. We can't directly go to their house and meet them because of the surge of COVID-19 in the case, but at least whatever the medium, whatever the means we have to communicate with such people, such families, those who have lost the earned person at their house, or whoever have lost their valuable life. So one should call them, should have interact with them, that human sympathy by interaction, giving kind words, soft words, moral support. This is required, this is expected, because now we are struggling not with the COVID-19 patient, but we are struggling with this disease. That is important. In reality, there are a number of instances about discriminating in providing aid and in the recognition of human rights at the time of disaster. The same thing we have discussed in non-discrimination principle 4.1. Now, the right of vulnerable groups principle 4.2. The right to vulnerable जे काही घटक आहेत, vulnerable groups, महिला, लहान मुले, ओल्ड सिनियर सिटीजन्स, vulnerable group की त्यांच्यावर कुणावर तरी डिपेंड आहेत. Vulnerable groups principles, what is expected in these principles? Look at the principle. What these principles state that certain internally displaced people such as children, I told you, especially an unaccompanied minors, pregnant mothers with young children, female without household, person with disabilities, and elderly persons shall be entitled to protection and assistance required as per their condition and treatment, which takes into account their special needs. It means what? Right to vulnerable groups principles assumes that those section of society which are depend on old people, pregnant mothers, small children, and the female without household, I mean widow or whatever, without household, person with handicapped people, blind, deaf, person with disabilities, and elderly persons shall be entitled to protection and assistance. तर त्यांना जे आहे ते प्रोटेक्शन आणि सुरक्षा आणि जे काही मदत आहे ही या मार्गदर्शक तत्वामध्ये अपेक्षित आहे. In spite of the above mentioned human rights, generally very often most socially and economically marginalized group, economically and socially marginalized group. So it is expected that group should also provided the basic amenities, the basic things like food, shelter, clothes, drinkable water, and other things for safety, security. It should be provided. Did you get the answer? With disabilities and are forgotten when it comes to long-term disaster relief and implementation of international human rights. So many times such groups, marginalized group, they are neglected. They are not, they have not taken into consideration. But such should not happen. Therefore, humanitarian approach or such international scale, some guiding principles must be there. Declaration of Human Rights that was passed in 1948. What is the motto? That the whatever is happened, it was happened in the form of First World War or Second World War. There should be international agency that whichever the country is violating such humanitarian concerns should be abandoned from the benefit of international councils, etc. The same thing happens about Pakistan, India. The international issues are there, but so many times other country, I mean, violates, or in case of China, they attempt to violate the law, international law, which is there. So it should not happen, but it is happening. So, but there should be some law. It is necessary. Guiding principles, they are important. Then the right to livelihood, Article 6 of ICESCR. Yes, CR. Okay, CR by mistake. Yes, CR. What is there in this principle? The state parties to the present covenant recognize the right to work. The right to work, which includes the right of everyone to the opportunity to gain opportunities to gain his living by work which he freely chooses or accepts, and will take appropriate steps to safeguard this right. Right to housing, right to livelihood article. What is expected in this type of article? A right to work is very important. Whatever the calamities, it may take place, but right to livelihood is a must. राईट टू लाईव्हलीहूड, जीवन जगण्याचं जे जे काही साधन लागतं, रोजगाराचं जे काही मूलभूत सुविधा लागतात, तर त्याही उपलब्ध करून देणं हे अपेक्षित आहे. राईट टू वर्क हे महत्वाचं आहे. Therefore, small shops, grocery shops, medical is open nowadays, and but other electricals, whatever they are not very essential, those small shops also reopened during the lockdown because of they need to work for their livelihood. How they can survive without I didn't understand. uh, why this is happening on screen? I didn't understand. नाही, नाही. Right to livelihood article 6(1) of ICESCR. Then most deeply affected people by disasters are people who earn their living by fishing. मासेमारीचा व्यवसाय असेल किंवा छोटंसं एक फर्म असेल, काम वर्किंग इन स्मॉल फार्म्स, छोटंसं शेतीमध्ये शेती काम करणारे असतील, पिजन्स म्हणतो आपण त्यांना. Then small industrial units and other unorganized sectors. Disasters destroy or damage the facilities required for livelihood of these people. Though some efforts are made by providing facilities self-employment, many cases the survivors do not get proper employment for number of months or even years after disaster. Therefore, हा जो ऍक्ट आहे लाईव्हलीहूडचा तो फार महत्वाचा आहे. पुन्हा I will say the essence. The right to housing article 11(1) of the ICESCR. In this principle, those people who have evacuated from one place to another place, they do not have any sort of shelter. So it is the responsibility of government to provide temporarily, temporarily itself, the campus, through the campus, so that they can live. Sanitation facilities, in such disparate conditions, they should be given. Let me read. The state parties to the present covenant recognize the right of everyone to an adequate standard for himself and his family, including adequate housing and to the continuous improvement of living conditions. Same I told you. Then a right to health principle. Last one, right to health principle. What is there in such kind of principles? Let me read from it is a quote. All wounded and sick internally displaced persons as well as those with disabilities shall receive to the farthest extent and with the least possible delay the medical care and attention they require without distinction on any grounds. When necessary, internally displaced persons shall have access to psychological and social services. Right to health principle. Whatever the discrimination is there, but in such disaster time, everyone will be treated, and the health issues should be considered at the highest level, at at the priority. Such health principles should be maintained by the government. They should take care of it. Poor sanitation facilities, lack of potable water, overcrowded conditions in temporary shelters, and campus presents potential conditions for spread of diseases. Nowadays, Right to health principles 19. Then in the present scenario, our government tells so many things, big talks, but poor people are the most vulnerable people and they are suffering nowadays in such kind of disasters. They were suffered during the disasters, earthquakes, tsunami. But at present time, when we are learning this topic, and nowadays also 2020, in future, after 10, 20, whatever the years will be, will remember this year and the calamities, national growth, our GDP, employment opportunities that so many employees they have. So this year is really disastrous for all the sections of society. So you have listened very patiently. Thank you very much.